Japan is far more humid than most of where you live. Its rainy season soaks the whole country for weeks. And yet the average Japanese home keeps silverfish out year after year, with no exterminator, no fogger, and not one poison bait in sight. You, on the other hand, have sprayed, sealed, and paid the pest company, and they always come back. Because every one of those methods goes after the guest. Nobody ever thought to cancel the invitation. Before we go room by room, here is the shape of it, because the order matters. First, I will walk you through every place a silverfish hides and give you the cheap, chemical-free fix that clears each one. That is the half that gives you your home back this month. Then comes the part almost everyone skips, the habit underneath all of it that stops them from ever coming back. The reason a Japanese home can go year after year without a second thought. The rooms are the symptom. The last part is the cure. Stay with me to the end for it. Start with the damp zone, because it is almost always where you meet a silverfish first. You flick on the bathroom light and something silver and teardrop shaped flickers across the tile and disappears into the gap under the tub. Or you find one in the morning marooned in the sink, sliding back down every time it tries to climb the smooth porcelain. Your first thought is that it crawled up out of the drain. Your second, the one you do not say out loud, is that maybe the house is not as clean as you thought. Neither one is what is really going on. Silverfish do not come up through your plumbing, and they are not a verdict on your housekeeping. The one stranded in the sink fell in chasing something and could not climb back out. What it was chasing is the only thing that matters here: moisture. A bathroom or a laundry room holds the most humid air in your home, and after a hot shower, that humidity spikes and then just sits there, because in most homes, nothing moves it out. Warm, still, wet air in a dark room is exactly the climate a silverfish is built to seek. That damp, unmoving pocket is the open door, and every night you leave it open, you are handing out an invitation. The Japanese fix starts with the air. The word is kanki, and it simply means ventilation. Except in Japan, it is a daily reflex instead of an afterthought. Run the fan or crack the window during and after every shower. And here is the part people skip. Leave the bathroom door open once you're done, so the damp has somewhere to go instead of soaking into the grout and the baseboards overnight. Then you borrow the material Japanese homes have trusted for exactly this for generations: shōnō, or diatomaceous earth. It is the same stuff a Japanese bath mat or drink coaster is made from, prized because it pulls moisture straight out of the air. Food-grade diatomaceous earth, used as directed, does two jobs at once in that room. A light dusting along the baseboard gap behind the toilet and under the sink draws the dampness down. And where silverfish actually travel, it works on contact. Reapply after you clean. None of this is instant, and you should not trust anyone who promises it is. Give it 2 or 3 weeks of dry moving air, and the nightly sightings thin out on their own, because the room has simply stopped being worth the trip. The whole fix costs close to nothing: a fan you already own and a bag of food-grade diatomaceous earth that runs a few dollars and lasts for months. Quick one before we go on. Tell me in the comments which room you see them in most, because that one answer usually points straight at the problem we are about to map. Now for the paper, because this is where silverfish do the damage you actually grieve. You pull a book off the shelf, and the page edges look scalloped, nibbled into little bays. There are yellow specks across the end papers that were not there before, or a patch of wallpaper has gone dull and grazed, the print worn thin as if something sanded it, and the boxes in the basement have soft, chewed corners. The easy story to tell yourself is that this is just age. Old paper yellows, old wallpaper wears, and old boxes fall apart. But paper does not chew its own edges, and those specks are not age. They are the sign that something has been feeding, and what it feeds on is starch. This is the thing to understand about a silverfish. To it, Your home is not made of wood and drywall. It is made of starch and glue, book bindings, wallpaper paste, cardboard, the sizing in a sheet of paper. All of it reads as food. And a stack of cardboard boxes in a dark, still corner is close to perfect for them, because it is food and shelter in the same place. You did not store your things in there. You built them a guest room and stocked the pantry. The Japanese habit that answers this is seiri saiten, the discipline of ordering and paring down what you keep. Traditional storage there leans on sealed chests and lidded containers, not open heaps of cardboard, and that is the whole move. Anywhere you are keeping paper or fabric in cardboard, swap the cardboard for lidded plastic bins. Cardboard is a meal and a hiding place at once. A sealed bin is neither. Keep the books you love on shelves in a room with moving air, not boxed in a damp basement, and drop a small quesoto or diatomaceous earth sachet into any bin you seal, so whatever moisture sneaks in gets pulled back out. Here's what nobody tells you, and it costs nothing. If you want to read how bad it is before you start, roll up a sheet of newspaper, dampen it lightly, and leave it on the floor overnight. Silverfish gather inside the damp paper by morning. Lift it, seal it in a bag, and throw it out. It is a diagnosis and a trap in one, and it is about as old and low-tech as this gets. Clear the cardboard, and you have not killed a single insect. You have done something better. You have taken away the room they were living in, and the food they were living on, and there is no spray that does that. Next, for the clothes, because this is the damage people almost always blame on the wrong culprit. You unfold a dress shirt you had put away for the season, and there's a small ragged hole near the collar. Then another on a stored linen napkin, its edges frayed like something grazed on the fabric itself. The word that jumps to mind is moths. So you go buy mothballs, hang the little cedar rings, and feel like you have handled it. A season later, there are fresh holes anyway. It was not moths. Moths go for wool and protein fibers, and they leave a different kind of damage. What you are looking at is a silverfish working the surface of cotton and linen, and it is not really after the cloth. It is after what is on the cloth. Starch. The sizing in a crisp new shirt, the spray starch you pressed into a collar, and the residue in a linen you stored without washing first. To a silverfish, a starched shirt folded in a dark, slightly damp drawer is the same buffet as a stack of paper, just laid out in a nicer room. You put your clothes away, clean looking, and never realized you had seasoned them. The Japanese answer here is older than any product on the shelf. Before mothballs existed, storage chests were built from hinoki, Japanese cypress, and its close cousin, aromatic cedar. The wood carries a natural scent that insects avoid, and it helps keep the enclosed air on the dry side, which are exactly the two things you want. So instead of a chemical you would rather not breathe, you line the drawer or the storage bin with hinoki, or cedar blocks, and refresh the scent with a light sanding every few months. Then you remove the lure itself. Launder anything before long storage so you are not putting starch away with it. Skip the spray starch on things headed for a drawer and seal the folded pieces in a lidded bin with a small quesoto sachet rather than leaving them open to the damp. No poison, nothing you have to keep away from the kids, and the holes simply stop appearing. It costs a handful of cedar blocks and the 2 minutes it takes to wash something first. If this is already changing how you see that drawer, subscribe before we go on, because the next part is the one that ties all of this together. The habit that stops sending the invitation in the first place. That is the piece I promised you at the start, and it is coming right up. Now, for the kitchen. Because this is the room where the two things a silverfish needs finally sit side by side. You open a box of cereal that has been in the cupboard a while, and something small slips down the side of the bag. You spot one behind the flour, or find a few when you pull everything out from under the sink to look for a smell you have been ignoring. The reflex is to think the food went bad, or that the groceries brought it in, and to throw the box out and feel a little embarrassed about the state of the cabinet. The food did not go bad, and this is not about a dirty kitchen. What has happened is that the kitchen quietly became the one room that offers both halves of the invitation at once. Upstairs, the paper was food and the bathroom was moisture in separate rooms. Under your sink, a slow drip or a sweating pipe keeps the wood damp, and 6 inches away, an open bag of flour, a loose box of pasta, and the pet food in its torn sack. All of it is starch left out on the counter, as far as a silverfish is concerned. Food and water in the same dark cabinet are the richest invitation in the house, and most people never think to look there until something moves. The fix is 2 moves, and neither one is a product you spray. First, take away the water. Clear out the undersink cabinet, run your hand along the pipes and the base for any dampness. Fix the slow leak if you find one, and leave that cabinet cracked open now and then so the trapped air can move. The same conky habit from the bathroom applied to a space nobody ventilates. A light dusting of food-grade diatomaceous earth in the back corners, used as directed, holds the line where they travel. Second, take away the food. Move flour, cereal, rice, and pet food out of their paper and cardboard and into sealed containers, glass or lidded plastic, so the starch is closed off instead of served openly. Do both, and the cupboard stops being a destination. It gives them nothing to eat and nowhere damp to shelter, and it costs you a few airtight containers and 10 minutes with a flashlight. No exterminator sets foot in the house. So those are every room they hide in. And if you have been keeping a tally, you have probably noticed the same word turning up behind all 4. Say it in the comments if you have caught it, because that one word is the whole reason for the part that comes next. Now, we get to the part that actually deserves the word Japanese, and the part that justifies the promise in the title. Everything up to here was cleanup. Useful, but it is the first half of the job. You cleared the rooms where they were hiding and took away the food they were eating, and if you stopped now, you would get a good few months, and then, slowly, the sightings would creep back, because clearing them out treats what you can see. It does not touch the reason they keep arriving. And here's the reframe the whole method turns on. The one thing to carry out of this video if you carry nothing else. It is not an infestation you are fighting. It is a climate you are keeping. Change the climate, and there is no infestation left to fight. That odor you have been noticing behind all 4 rooms is moisture. The bathroom, the paper in the damp basement, the closet, and the cabinet under the sink. Every one of them was the same problem wearing a different outfit. So the permanent fix is not a better spray or a stronger trap. It is a home. The silverfish reads it as the wrong climate, and you build that in 3 moves. The first is the moisture map. Walk your home once, slowly, with the back of your hand out, and find the damp. The place's air never moves. Behind the toilet, under every sink, in the corner of the basement, in the back of a packed closet, and in the run of wall behind heavy furniture. You are not looking for insects. You are looking for still, humid air, because that is the actual address on the invitation. Mark those spots in your head. Those are the only places that need you. The second move is the perimeter, and this is where shōnō earns its place for good. In each damp spot you found, a home in Japan leans on diatomaceous earth to hold the air dry, the same instinct that puts it in a bath mat. A light line of food-grade diatomaceous earth along those baseboards and back corners, used as directed and refreshed after cleaning, does 2 jobs at once in the exact places that matter, and nowhere it does not. You are not treating the whole house. You are sealing the few doors that were actually open. The third move is the rhythm, and it is the one that makes this last. Conky again. Ventilation as a habit rather than a rescue. Air moves through the home on a regular basis. Windows are cracked when the weather allows. Fans run in the wet rooms, and cabinet doors are left open now and then to let trapped air escape. Damp air is only an invitation when it sits. Keep it moving, and the invitation never gets written. Do this for a few weeks, and you will not be managing silverfish anymore. You have made a house that was never going to have them. Once you have seen it this way, you cannot unsee it. The deeper lesson here was never really about silverfish. It is about the difference between treating a symptom and removing a condition, and almost everything in a home splits along that same line. The mold on the tile, the ants in the spring, and the musty smell in a closet. They are all a house telling you something about its air and its moisture, and you can spend years swatting at the messengers. Or you can change the message. The silverfish was only ever the easiest one to read. Learn to read it, and the whole home starts to make a different kind of sense. If that shift is landing for you, and this is the kind of thing you want more of, like and a subscribe, genuinely help the channel, keep making it. Now the honest tally, because the title made a promise about the Exterminator. A recurring pest contract runs most people somewhere in the range of a few $100s a year, every year, for as long as you keep paying, and it treats the symptom on a schedule instead of removing the cause. Against that, the whole method here is a bag of food-grade diatomaceous earth for a few dollars, a handful of cedar or hinoki blocks, some lidded containers you may already own, and fans and windows you definitely already own. Call it a one-time cost in the range of a modest dinner out, against a bill that never stops arriving. And the cheap version is the one that actually ends the problem. So here is where to start this week, without trying to do all of it at once. Pick the single room where you see them most, the one a lot of you named in the comments, and do just that room. Run the fan and open the door after every shower if it is the bathroom. Swap one cardboard box for a sealed bin if it is the storage corner. Move the flour and cereal into airtight containers if it is the kitchen. Then run the back of your hand along the damp spots in that one room and lay a light line of diatomaceous earth where the air sits still. One room, 1 week. That is the whole beginning. So let us bring it back to where we started. That silver flick across the bathroom tile at night was never the problem. It was a messenger. It was your home telling you, in the only language it has, that somewhere the air had gone still and damp and a little starch had been left out. Every method that goes after the insect is answering the messenger and ignoring the message. And every one of them keeps you paying because the message keeps getting sent. The Japanese method works because it does the opposite. It reads the message and changes it. You cleared the rooms, yes, but the real work was quieter than that. You mapped the damp, you dried the few spots that mattered, and you got the air moving so it never sits long enough to become an invitation. You did not win a fight against silverfish. You built a home that was never going to have them, and that is a thing no spray and no contract can sell you, because it is not a product. It is a habit. That is the whole idea, and it reaches a lot further than one insect. You do not chase the symptom. You remove the condition, and the symptom has nowhere left to stand. Learn to see your home that way, and you stop reacting to it and start reading it. If that is the way you want to keep looking at things, subscribe, and I will keep showing you how.